What's up, guys? Bro. Yo, big news, bro. Yeah, I'm going to South Africa, bro. That shit's fucking crazy. It's still like mind blowing. Like, so my dad's from there, and we got a bunch of family out there and shit. So my aunt and grandma, they want to go over, and I'm joining them on the trip. Shit, crazy. I've actually met some people, or some people. Okay, I met some family from out there. They came to visit and shit, and it's gonna be cool reconnecting with them, like my cousins and shit. Like, bro, fucking life is crazy. It's gonna be my first time out of the country, so I'm excited for that. Gonna be out there for 2 weeks. Big trip, big trip. But I guess I don't know. There's not much for me to talk about with that, but I never talked about my road trip. So I'm from New England, and I drove all the way down to Florida and back in like 2 weeks. And that trip like taught me a lot. You know, it gave me that sense of security of like being independent out and about in the world. Like, it definitely reaffirmed like my confidence in being out and not depending on people. Cause I feel like there's a lot of anxiety for young people to leave their parents' house or like just be out by themselves, you know. But I think people should do more things by themselves. Like, not necessarily something as big as going across country by yourself, but like go to a concert by yourself or some shit. Like, it really tests you on who you are. Like, I was in Atlanta, and I went to this diner for breakfast right before I left, and I sat there like this little bar thing, and I just started talking to the guy next to me, and we had like the whole conversation and stuff like that. I think his name was Michael or Matthew. I'm gonna go with Michael. Cool guy, but it felt good that I could just have a conversation with a stranger. I feel like that's a lost art that people don't have because we're too much online and too much like with texting and stuff like that. And it's just nice to talk to people and just have a casual conversation with someone you have no clue about, and just like learning about their story a little bit, you know. Because then also, like, the lady that was serving us, she said, oh, like, I used to live right by you. She was from New York, you know. So then we're like, oh shit. And then we're talking about the area and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, that's fucking crazy. Like, small world down in Atlanta, and then not someone that I know, but someone from my area, you know. And then the guy that I was talking to, he said he was like from Texas, and like he moved all the way around. He's like moving around for his jobs and stuff like that because he's in IT and shit like that. And he works with a lot of like, he works in a lot of different companies throughout his life. And it's always an interesting perspective for me because I've been at the same company for years. Like, I had some side jobs and stuff like that, but then like, I don't know, there's people that just be hopping around company to company, and of course I've always thought about it, but like on a one-on-one conversation, it puts it a little bit more in your head, like, oh, I see how like this is beneficial, you know. And yo, crazy how life works. I'm leaving the diner. I ran into my cousin that lived out there. Like, she texted me the night before, like, "Oh, you in Atlanta?" And I was like, "Yeah, but just for the night," because I was just using that as like a pit stop to go to Florida. And she was like, "Alright, then like we'll make plans later, like at some other time, you know." And then turns out she lived right down the road from that diner, and I'm leaving the diner and walking back to the car. My car is like 2-3 blocks away, you know, like that shit down the road. And then she saw me from across the road. I'm like, there's no fucking way, bro. Like, I don't know. Sometimes shit like that happens, and you're like, nah, life is scripted. Like, this is some movie shit. That's fucking crazy. I ran into my cousin out in Atlanta by accident. First time going to Atlanta. Never, don't know where the fuck I am. And I met a friendly face. That's crazy. Like, shit like that happens, and it's like, nah, there's some kind of like magic in the world, you know? There's some kind of, you know, like, we always look at like the negative shit, but like sometimes you gotta like look at some small shit like that. I mean, it's not like small, but like, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, like something simple that brought joy into like a situation, or even more joy. And the crazy part of that was like me going down to Florida. Like, this is the start of my thing. I saw that as like a good omen that like shit's gonna be crazy. Like, it's gonna be really good, and it was like, oh, it just felt so nice. The whole trip was just nice. Met up with some friends. Like, that shit was cool. Linked up with my sister down there. I was in Pennsylvania with my other sister before I went to Atlanta. There's great memories, and people should just go out and do things. I think that was like the main thing about this trip. I just went out and did it. Like, I had no plan for the most part, other than I'm gonna go down to Florida for a few days and come back up. Like, I got like general dates in my head, but I'm booking hotel rooms like the night before to drive down, you know? Like, I'll just book in hotel rooms in areas I want to check out, and driving to the hotel, dropping off my bags, maybe going for like a walk around the area a little bit, come back, sleep, wake up the next day, explore a little bit more in the morning, and then dip. Like, that's because I went to a couple places in Florida, and then Atlanta, and I went to North Carolina, and then when I was in PA, I stayed with my sister, and I stayed with my sister in like North Florida and stuff like that. But just experiencing all these different ways of life, like, it's so crazy how different life is in certain areas. Because once you leave like New England, it's all farmland. Like, America, there's a lot of farmland in America that I just, like, you don't really think about. Like, I always knew like what, like how shit worked. Like, there's farms, and then the products from the farms go on trucks, and then the trucks go into the city, and this and that. But like, seeing it in real life, you're like, oh, this is like a whole network. This is a whole like it's basically like the blood of society. Like, these trucks moving around all this product, and like the things that supply the cities and stuff like that. Like, and then seeing the farms working, like how many cows are in fucking United States. It's like, yo, this is crazy. Just driving through mountains and shit, looking at cows. Like, I don't know, I like driving. I just like exploring. It was just really fun exploring the land, you know? Like I've traveled before. I flew a lot. Like I fly down to Florida to Las Vegas, like all over. But it was the first time that I myself drove down and around. Now I want to go to California sometime, like drive down California and back, or make a whole lap around the states. That's my goal one day. But yeah, nah. Get off your ass and just do it, okay? You don't need to plan too much. Just start doing it and figure it out along the way. And build that confidence that you could just do things. And it might not work out, but I bet you feel a lot better feeling than not doing it. And you'll learn a lot more by just doing it than sitting on your ass and thinking about doing it. And I need to work on that too. You know, I'm still slacking a little bit. But don't let things overwhelm you. That's it. Peace out. I and I God bless. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Still work on this YouTube shit. Gotta experiment some stuff, but it's some fun. I gotta work on getting more consistent. I need to start doing shit. I get overwhelmed by day-to-day life, but that's not an excuse to keep pushing out, because this is gonna help me, you know? Like, just because things are going bad doesn't mean you stop doing things that help you, because that's only gonna make things worse. But peace out. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay dangerous. And peace. I forgot.